Well, hello, and welcome. Yes, to Night School here with your host, Latanya Washington. And I have my longtime dear friend with me, Miss Kathy Gray. And tonight, you all, we are going to be talking about the hype of Clubhouse. I don't say everyone, but a lot of people are trying to get on Clubhouse. But tonight we wanted to talk about the pros and the cons, the benefits, as well as the not so great benefits about it, because we want to make sure that you all are well informed about what's happening with Clubhouse. I love it. Kathy loves it, but there's
Yes.
something about it too we do not love. But we're going to talk about it tonight, and we are super duper excited about it. So, you ready to get going, Kathy?
Yes, I am so ready. So let's hit this thing now.
Kathy, I just love my music, and
I do too. It's amazing.
I love it. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, from Northern California. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And to all of you guys that are here, thank you and welcome to Night School. Here with your host, Latanya Washington. And I have my great friend with me on this evening. She's over on the East Coast,
Yes.
Coast in
Yes.
Ohio.
Ohio.
Ohio, but she hails from not only California but also Texas, and so
Yes.
we are excited. I get the chance to talk to her tonight, you all, in regards to the Clubhouse and the Clubhouse Hype. People are trying to get on this app. Right now, only people that can get on it are people with iPhones. So it literally is invite only. And we're going to talk about this tonight. And I wanted Kathy to come on because in 3 months' time, Kathy has how many followers already, Kathy?
Almost 1,400 followers.
Almost 1,400 followers. That's what's going on with her. I'm playing catch up. But it's so much great information there. So Kathy, tell us a little bit about what Clubhouse is.
Wow. So, Latanya, let me tell you, you guys, it's more like an avenue for people who are introverts, really, that do, in this case, you don't have to show your face. You don't have to put a profile that you don't want people to see. And you're pretty much the person you want to be, but in an extra state, in a mind to where I don't want you to see what I look like. You don't know if I'm up in the morning. You don't know if I'm laying in the bed. And it's just open conversations. So in this case, you're having a lot of rooms where people are having conversation after conversation. So the big hype is, what are you doing on a Clubhouse? And the thing that I like about it is you can run your room and have your conversation with anybody around the world.
That is what I love about it because, Kathy, there's sometimes I'm like still laying in the bed and I'll just swipe and say, okay, because I'll get notifications and it's like, okay, this seems like a great conversation. Let me jump on.
Yes.
And sometimes, Kathy, the next thing I know, they didn't call me up to be on the stage. And I'm like, now I got to get up.
Yes.
But too, there are pros to this here app. And
Yep.
there are cons to this here app. We talked about the benefits that come with it. So let's start here, Kathy. So now
Okay.
we already know that what Clubhouse is. It is literally another social media platform. And social
Bingo.
media, you guys, is nothing but it's electronic communication on different platforms. That's what it's all about. And so, Kathy, share a little bit with us as well some of the benefits. I know you shared a little bit, but give us a little bit more detail of the benefits of really, really being on this new platform that's now available to people.
Okay, one of the greatest benefits, and I've learned this over since January, I joined in December. Since January, is that now I'm able to do business outside of my business, which actually is no cost to you, is free advertisement. That's something that a lot of people haven't realized. And another thing about Clubhouse, the different doors that you open up when you walk into it, I've learned that I can meet people from different communities, different states, matter of fact, all around the world now. So if you're an Apple user, you have access. And Latanya, one of the biggest things about being there is that you cannot just get on Clubhouse now. You have to get an invite. And that's one of the secrets to getting into the Clubhouse. So if you don't know what you want in life, or you're trying to figure it out and you want to have a conversation, you're free to have that conversation. And the question is, what is the conversation about? We have race rooms, we have building rooms, we have company rooms, school rooms, whatever you can think of, you run that department, you own that Clubhouse. And one thing I can tell you I like about it, Latanya, is think about the Clubhouse you had when you was a little kid. You wanted to be and build your own clubhouse. That's what Clubhouse is.
That's what it is. You can build your own house right there on another person's platform, free of charge for now.
Yeah, well,
we'll see what happens. And let's talk about so Kathy, let's go back to the invitations, to the invites, because honestly, I'm very careful about who I allow to who I give my invites to, because also the algorithms that I have been evaluating are very, very strong. And so I'm very, very cognizant of who I invite. Tell us a little bit more, share a little bit light on that, on how it works and how to really, really be careful on who you give an invitation to.
So let me ask you a question before let me precede this with a question too. How many invites do you currently have?
I currently have 6 more invites.
More. Okay. More. So the more rooms you enter, the more rooms you stay in, the longer that you on. And also, I'm going to share with you on the iPhone. The iPhone will tell you how many hours you spent on the app. And that's how they determine how many invites to give you. I was shocked. I was not on Clubhouse for not even a good 2 months. Matter of fact, a good month. I ended up with straight out the gate 6 invites. Why? Because I was a leader on the board, which means you get the green bean. I was not only on the stage, I stayed on the stage. It's the time I spent. I bounced around to different rooms. That is one of the keys. And that's what I found out. So when you get an invite, that invite is privileged invite, because everybody cannot get in. Now, back in January, Latanya, there were people paying $200 and $300 just to get an invite into Clubhouse. So I've only given away one of my invites, and he is a CEO. Just like you just said, you have to be careful who you give your invite to, because that API is going to start reading your algorithms to determine what type of people are going to be following you. So like I said, I'm almost at 1,400 followers, and I've only been there for 3.5 months. The way I got the followers is that I was always on stage. I was a speaker. I was a leader of a room, and I was brought into the room with people that had additional followers. And 99% of the time, those invites you get are from that they give you is because the people that clicked or liked and followed you during that time. But the invites are gold.
They're golden. They're golden.
Yep, it's the golden tickets.
Because I became very aware of that, because I remember there was someone that asked for an invitation and they were on Instagram. I didn't know who they were. And so for me, I literally went over just to evaluate. I read everything about them. I'm like, I can't give away this invite, because I began to realize that the rhythms are so strong. Next thing I know, all of a sudden I could be getting followers just like that individual, which is not something that I wanted. And another thing that I learned about this, Kathy, and then I want you to shed a little bit more light on this too, is, as you were saying, I began to realize the longer I was on, and my keywords inside my bio made a big difference.
Yes.
And this is what I want to tell people that are looking to get on Clubhouse. Evaluate and pay attention to how you create your bio. Share a little bit of light on that. And that's how the type of people that I put the information I put in my bio, those were the type of people that were following me. Share a little bit more light on that, Kathy.
So when Latanya talks about a bio, think about it when you're doing an introduction or your resume. Your resume, in this case on Clubhouse, that's what it is. It is your resume. What you want people to know, we have a lot of people that have massive resumes. It
Right.
depends on what you're doing. What I've done since I've been there, I changed my bio, which is
Yeah.
my resume, to scale down. One, I talked about my new book. I talked about being the church girl. I talked about the finances. I talked about a product that I use. I talked about me being a motivational speaker. The problem with my bio when I started is that I was all over the place. Now, since I've been on, I've been scaling back. And the hardest part about scaling back is, what am I really going to focus on? Because I can miss this department, I can miss that department. And I want to share with you, Latanya, because when I updated my resume, which is my bio, I actually have a young man who is on the Clubhouse who worked for Obama. And guess what? We're good friends now. We got each other's personal phone number. Me and his mother are good friends. Those are the different things that you can connect with people if you have the same type of invite and bio, because your bio will determine the type of people you will follow. There are definitely ratchets, and there are definitely privileged. There are definitely CEOs, and there are definitely millionaires that are out there on the Clubhouse.
She said, there are ratchets in the house. There are ratchets in the house. This is my party machine mic. My party machine mic. Come on. You done told the truth. And if you don't want people like that following you, and a whole bunch of folk that, like, some folk, if you're okay with it, then you're okay with it. But if that's not your get down, then you have to be very, very careful in who you invite and who you let up into your space, because it's real. And so that's one thing that I wanted people to really, really recognize the fact. First of all, it's by invite only. It's you have to have that iPhone. It is a voice app where people only let's jump on that. Where people only can have a voice conversation. It is not visual, and it's not supposed to be recorded. It's once it's done, it's done. But we're starting to see some. Okay, Kathy's going to share a little bit of light on what's beginning to happen, because you already know. Once again, it is a social media platform that's been around for over a year. We have millions and millions of people on here. Elon Musk. I mean, I love Michael Stanzer, who is he is the founder of
Ray is even on there. I was sharing a room with her last night.
It's amazing who are on there. And what it does is it also opens up our territory. It opened up the territory for me, Kathy, to people that I would have never met. I mean, real talk. It opened up another category of, especially in the same industry that I am in. And we have been connecting ever since, and we do rooms together. So let's talk a little bit too, Kathy, how this platform is just voice only, no video. And once the room is done, it's supposed to not be recorded. Let's talk about that. Is that a pro con? What's going on here with that?
Well, this is my opinion.
Okay.
I'm not offering any advice, but this is my personal opinion. Every application or anything that you're on, you're always being recorded, period. Let's get that out. So if you have Siri in the home, she's recording you. If you have your video on your TV, it's recording you. You have your phone, it's recording. So this app is recordable, which means you can record. It'll also tell you that you can violate, the rules of the Clubhouse. But the question is, how do they know? The one thing I was in the town hall with the owner, Peter, he was talking about certain things and they wanted to address it. But in reality, they actually talked about it, said, yes, we do record. We're doing some APIs. We're pulling up some data. And we asked the question. I was like, well, if you guys are pulling up this data, what are you doing? The stage got silent. So what that means is this is how they're determining how and what they're going to do with the app. So there was a Clubhouse room last night, and it was talking about the different races and people hearing their voice. They're talking about how they want to get heard. And they ended up coming up with a scenario to where if we launch a business or talk about it, the reason why your business have been stolen by somebody is because guess what? They're listening. That was the biggest thing from last night. Yes, ma'am. And secondly, you don't own anything that's there. Don't drop that mic.
Okay, I'm not gonna drop it. Oh my, but my eyes just got big.
Yes,
Okay.
and that's the bad part. So if you guys paid attention to, I'm in some stock rooms. So let
Right.
me tell you how I know they record. I'm in a lot of the stock rooms every day. I've been in the stock rooms since January. So if
Mhm.
you guys remember GME, which is GameStop that went up from $34, I was there at the $34 mark. I was there at the $28 mark. And they were talking about we finna buy this and run it up. There were over 1 million plus people doing the same thing. That's why it went up to $400.
That's
They
right.
said we are not going to let it fail. So the retailers, such as one guy made $87,000. Another lady in the room with us, she was at $240,000. But what could they do? And then that's when people started pumping, is what they call pumping the stock. And
Right.
that's how we know that for a fact they are recording, because the hedge funds were upset.
Yeah,
Now
they were upset.
the negative about recording, and I'm gonna share something that just happened
Mm.
today. I just got the information today, is that the negative is you can get in trouble. If you threaten somebody, they got it. If you lie to somebody, they got it. And I'm going to share, and if you commit a crime, they got it. So I'm gonna share something, and it's already known. I was a
Right.
part of a group that bought someone's training course. The issue
Mm.
with the training course is we all paid, some people paid 200, 300, and other people's getting $400 and $500, $2,500 to this one person.
Mhm.
And in reality, we got the course. We got like a
Right.
23 slide PowerPoint presentation,
Right.
but we
They're
never got
programmed.
the other portion. We never got, it's just his voice, but we never got the other portion. So
Right.
he went shopping, flying from state to state to state, and all of us that was in the same room got together. And I got the final email today. All of us got together, decided that we're going to talk about and call him out. We found out it's over 60,000 plus that he had got. So I got the text message today from the lawyer. And a matter of fact, I'm going to actually read exactly what she said. That's what I'm going to do. She said, and her words are, she said, thank you. And she said, I wanted to follow up with you and let you know that I have filed the complaint with the SEC. I appreciate you for pulling everything together. Why did I get that text message? Because I was the main point of contact saying I'm not afraid to speak up.
Right.
Everyone sent me their information, and these lawyers are not playing. So
Mm-mm.
that's the bad part. So if you try to
That's the
manipulate,
con.
lie, cheat, and steal, guess what? They got your
They're gonna
information.
get you. They're gonna get you. And that's
Oh, yeah.
another and that's another thing because too, and I want to talk about this as well, Kathy. So you can't play with these things. Don't
Oh,
get it
no.
twisted. They are
Yes.
on top of it, whether you recognize it or not. So at the end of the day, it's always good to be straight up and honest. Because
Yes.
another thing with this, for you all who are looking to join or are part of it,
Yeah.
if you notice, or when you jump on it, that it is also connected to your LinkedIn and
Yes.
your Instagram if you want it to be
Only. Only.
only. And so people literally, and this is what I always do, Kathy, and let's talk about this. I never just do stuff. I'm always doing research on people.
Yes.
And so then I'll go to the LinkedIn. I mean, I'm not LinkedIn. I'll go to the
Instagram.
Instagram, and I'll also go to their Twitter. And for me,
Yeah.
it always depends. I look at how often they're having conversations. I'm
Yep.
looking at everything. And of course, we know most Instagrams then have a website, and it
Yep.
allows you to get more research. And so let's talk about that for a minute, Kathy, because I think these are things that people need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Always do your research before you keep moving on, because everybody's on here trying to, a lot of people on here trying to sell
Sale and scam. Say
and
that word.
scam.
Yeah.
Scam, sale, scam.
Allegedly.
That's it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. We're gonna throw that
So,
in there. Yes.
so the thing is, when you're adding your LinkedIn, not your LinkedIn, when you're adding your Instagram, you got to remember,
Allegedly.
allegedly, people are watching what you're doing,
Right.
allegedly. So
Right.
this is how people are trying to get additional followers. If
Yeah.
you're going to say that on Clubhouse, you need to say that on your Instagram. So
Right.
if you're going to put it in your LinkedIn, it needs to look the same, because you got hedge funds looking at people. They're looking for people to model. They're looking for people for shows. Like I
Right.
said, I was in a packed room with a lot of movie stars on the
Yeah.
stage having conversations. They want people that look like us to start representing Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
Sprite, 7 Up, Cheetos. But if your Instagram look like you've been on a pole and hanging out, they're not wanting that. And yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. And your LinkedIn look like you a CEO. They got to look alike.
Get off the pole. Get off the pole. Okay.
So and they were talking about it, which made a lot of sense. That's what you guys got to remember. If you're going to get onto Clubhouse, it exposes you. It shows them who you are. And some people had different ones, different Instagrams that's linked, and people are saying that's not real. And you would get locked out, which means they will kick you out of the app and no more entrance. So they're
You
definitely
will be
working on that
kicked
too.
out. You will get
Yes.
kicked out. They are not playing. They are
Oh
not
no.
playing. And another thing that I begin to realize as well, Kathy, and this is the benefits of it. It's been very beneficial to me.
Yes.
One thing that I had to learn is because you can be on that sucker all day. If initially I
Ooh,
was on that sucker all day long, just steadily
yes.
gleaning information, I was not getting things done. But one thing that I found it to be beneficial for me as well is my LinkedIn profile. I begin to see more followers and I begin
Yes.
to see more people paying attention to my profile, which is another thing. I always tell
Mhm.
people you should be strategic. All of your stuff should be lined up in a row
Yes.
because
Yes.
if I'm looking, I always tell people think like a customer. If I am a
Yep.
customer or a client, I'm looking everywhere.
Yes.
And other people are doing the same thing.
Bingo.
And so you want to make sure everything is lined up. So talk about
Yes.
that a little bit about the connections as well. Just jump a little
So
bit more.
your connection should still be the same. Like I said to you earlier, I was adding things to my profile because it made sense.
Right.
Then after I got to thinking about it, I'm into IT, I'm into education, I'm into working with adults with disabilities. I have a new transportation company. So,
Right.
and I'm a motivational speaker. I said, Kathy, how do you put that into one? I wanted people to know I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a Christian woman, which it starts off and says church girl. That's the first thing that you see. So if I'm starting off with the church girl, how am I going to end? I end with me being a motivational speaker. So if you go to my LinkedIn, you see the corporate America photo of me standing like this. You go to my Instagram, you're going to see the motorcycle rider. But all those are incumbent on my profile. So you're not like, well, I didn't know she did that, or I didn't know. No, my profile on Clubhouse will tell you I ride motorcycles. I'm a church
Exactly.
girl. So that means you're gonna see me preaching on Instagram. You're gonna see me having a motorcycle ride, or I'm being sponsored by this
That's
brand,
right.
or I'm wearing this brand. And that's what happened. I'm actually, just to let you know, Latanya, I'm been sponsored right
Okay.
now. I can't say the brand right now, but because they saw me doing what I like to do and I was
Right.
good at it.
Right. And that's key. And that's key right there. And so, and that's where we want people to understand. Make sure all of your connections are fit. They fit. They
Yes, yes,
fit. Don't be over
yes.
here on the pole and in the streets. And then we can have fun because we gotta
Yes,
have fun because people want to see
yep,
your fun side too. But
yes,
your who you really are is going to show
yep,
because people, and I tell this even when I do trainings, even when I teach my students, I say people are smart. We are
yep,
not taking it anymore. We are living in a microwave society, and
yes,
everyone is always checking things out. They're comparing, they're evaluating, they're seeing who you really are. So you really almost can't hide anymore because if they can't find you this way, they're gonna find you another way.
yep,
And a lot of folks people are googling people as well. And so
yeah,
it is very, very beneficial to me, Kathy, because it opened up my territory and it's
yes,
really allowing me to step out into another area. Whereas, like I said, we have the list tour. My list tour is basically for entrepreneurs and it's for leaders. Well, my clubhouse for me is now based on the customer experience and customer
yes,
success. And I'm learning in the customer journey. I'm learning so much more information from people just like that. People who
yep,
don't even look like me. but it's opened up not only my territory, but it's opened up my mind.
Oh,
And those
yes.
are things, when that is your passion in your heart, those are things that you really, really want to allow yourself to step into. And so, Kathy, before we leave tonight, give us your final thoughts on Clubhouse, because we know this is now, it's only been out for a year. It's the
Yes.
current hype. I want to know, do you think that this will be around for a while? What do you think? Is it just something, something new that we didn't seen? It's gonna come and go. But what do you think? Will it be around for a while? And share that with us and give me your final thoughts on Clubhouse.
Well, do I think it's going to be around? They were actually talking about IPOing, so that tells you
Okay.
that means it's going to hit the stock market, because we talk about a lot of stuff like that in our rooms. And the question is, are they willing to make the changes? That's the question.
Mm.
So a lot of the data that they're gathering, and I think Peter said they hired a couple of other more people, so their team is not that big, and I think they are
Yeah.
worth 40 million right now, but they're
Yeah.
growing, or
Yeah.
450 million, but they're growing. That's the
Mhm.
thing. And now that it's growing, I think it's going to be around for a while. The question is, how long will people continue to ride the application? Because remember when the hype of Instagram came out, people still use it, but it fell off. Now Instagram is doing what? What did they do different? Now they're recording. Now you can do videos. Now you can do more than an hour, because at
LinkedIn
first you
too.
couldn't. Yeah.
Mm.
So now LinkedIn, matter of fact, Twitter is about to make changes, because the new norm is the Clubhouse. Not only that, no, listen, pay attention. Now Facebook is about to make change. Facebook tried to do the Clubhouse thing. If you pay attention, the watch party, they didn't get with it. Now they're shutting it down. I think as of April the 20th, you will no
Okay.
longer be able to do that. So
Gotcha.
now the Clubhouse is the new hype. The
Yeah.
question is, how long will it last? I believe it's going to last, but the question is, are they going to be able to get things in order? With us
Mm.
starting with the FCC filing a case against
Right.
someone within the application, the question is, are they going to start regulated? Yes, I do
Mm.
believe they're going to do that. I do believe it's going to be monetized. And I do believe if you get on, you definitely
Wow.
going to have your hype and your opportunity. Do me a favor. Always remember, if you do anything, put your 110% in it, and it will survive. That's why I know Clubhouse is not only going to be Clubhouse, it's going to be the house that's going to be around. That's
It's
my
gonna
point.
it's gonna be the house that's gonna be around. Because I'm gonna tell you what,
Yes.
I love it, Kathy, because
Yes.
you ain't got to see me. I just,
Nope.
I'm loving all these platforms. I even love live stream, because sometimes people
Oh,
want to see
yes.
your face. But you
Yes.
know what? You have the opportunity to do so much. The sky is not the limit, because as they say,
Right.
we still got the moon. And so
Yes.
utilize what works best for you. Try it out, evaluate, go back in and see. But one thing, one con, I always say, don't stay on here all day long. Time yourself.
Woo. Woo.
But you know what, Kathy? People will learn that too.
Yeah.
In regards to that, because as you said, people and these different platforms always try to mimic, because now Twitter has what's called Twitter Spaces. I
Yep.
don't know if Twitter Spaces is gonna make it. I
Yeah.
don't think so. Clubhouse to me is too far advanced than
Yeah.
Twitter Spaces.
And they tested, they did the beta. They do it, they still in beta.
Yeah,
People don't know that, but they're still in beta. So what we're doing is we helping them figure it out. Read in
figuring it
between
out.
that.
So do you think it's going to go to Android people, or
Yes, yes, yes. I
okay,
think that's why they're using the Apple users now, because they
okay,
open it up to China, and I think
yeah,
some people can get on and some people can't. But I think they're going to make sure it's packed and clean,
okay.
because when the Android gets on, the question is how fluid will it be? That's the question. I think Clubhouse is going to be around. It's going to be a new takeoff, because now people are doing interviews for companies and don't have to see
Yeah,
you. Because why? Since we call it the 19, since COVID came out, and which is the 19, people
right.
couldn't do anything, and now it's the new craze.
This is exactly what it is. So we gave you all tidbits on what
Yes.
Clubhouse is, the benefits of it, the pros and the cons in regards to it. But at the end of the day, if you are on an iPhone, try it out for yourself.
Right.
If anything, you literally can go in rooms with major people, major CEOs, major celebrities that aren't just there. Because honestly, I'm not starstruck at
Correct.
all. But one thing that I do want is their information. And when they're
Yep.
spewing it out and they're helping me in what it is that I'm doing, I simply love it. And then too, you also have the chance to also host your own room and get up
Yep.
on stage for yourself and talk and share. And it allows you to begin to build even your voice and your confidence and your
Mhm.
who you are. And so I love it. Kathy loves it. This is
Yes.
what Clubhouse is, you guys. Try it. And I'm excited about it. And that's it. Okay, give me your final word, Kathy.
My final word is when you get into Clubhouse, remember they are listening. Number two, be yourself. Number three, remind yourself you're definitely important. Number four, always tip and tap in different rooms because you want to see what is your flavor. And the last thing I do want to say, I am the Kathy Gray. As I always say, if nobody told you today they love you, I love you, and I really do mean it.
She is the Kathy Gray. And so thank you so much, Kathy, for being a part of
Yes.
this here night school. I'm always excited when we get the chance to talk to one
Yes.
another. I'm always excited when I get the chance to see you all that are here, you
Yes.
all who will be listening later. You are able to glean information from us that you may not have ever had the chance to
That's
connect with
right.
people on, but we are here for you. We are super excited. We are about God's business.
Yes.
We literally are about, we're about business. And so thank you again, Kathy, for being with
You're
me on this
welcome.
afternoon, this evening there on the East Coast.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
we still a little bit early here.
Yes.
But and happy birthday to everyone who are celebrating birthdays this here
Yes.
March 30th, 2021.
Wow.
I'm waiting for Godzilla and King Kong movie to come out on Wednesday, but that's another conversation we're going to talk about later.
I'm
I'm
waiting on
sitting here
Mortal
waiting.
Kombat myself.
See, I'm a sci-fi girl, but thank you so much again, Kathy,
You're
for being a part.
welcome.
Thank you guys for being a part here, and we'll see you next Monday here on Nights